YouTube. It's Christine with Souls Rising, jumping on with some oracle messages. This video is for my Sagittarius out there. I'm going to apologize in advance for the background noise. I do have the AC running. It is incredibly hot here today, so I don't want to turn it off. Hopefully it will be good for us. I'm going to jump right into some oracle cards and see what messages we have coming through for all of my folks who have Sagittarius. And that could be your sun, moon, or rising sign. Also, guys, know that these are timeless messages. So whenever you come across this message, that is the right time for you to receive it. And they are collective messages. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Because these are for a group of people and not just a personal reading, there will be some elements that might apply a couple different ways, you know, depending on what's happening for you in your particular life. And it might hit home differently for different folks. So let's see what we have. Okay, Sagittarius. So I'll show you what cards fell out. So we got Pine Spirit Purification. This came out in the first position. So this is usually present energies for me, but this actually did come out in the transitional position for me. So on its side, for me, that means transitioning energy, coming in or going out. I felt like with you guys, this is actually going out. Well, it's going out. It's symbolizing an energy that is going out or being washed out. With the Pine Spirit, what I really was getting was this sense of that there's something that is being cleared out for you right now. So an energy of difficulty, I feel specifically, that is being closed out, cleansed out for you guys. And, you know, I'm being really pulled to the fact that there is a lot of winter imagery on this card. Now, obviously, you guys are a winter birthday, so it could just be a nod to your sign, but I do feel like there's a little bit more with this. So I feel like some of you in particular have been maybe really struggling or going through it since the winter time. So this may have been kind of a hard winter for a lot of my Sagittarius that are watching this video. And with this being on its side, I feel like that there is a clearing away of that is now occurring. So this summer solstice that is coming in this week feels really pertinent to that for me. I feel like it's going to help you dissolve the last like little pieces of whatever this challenge was that you've been going through since the winter time. It's finally clearing out for you. And the very next card I feel like brings relief. It is the Pegasus Transcending. And I just heard relief. Like, I just feel like this is you guys sitting on this Pegasus. Number one, being lifted up out of a difficult situation. But number two, just finally getting a break. I feel like you guys need a break. I feel like you're freaking tired and you have just been through it and you're worn down and you're exhausted. And you guys just need hope. You need something easy right now. You need life to slow down and be a little easier for a bit is what I'm getting from Spirit with this. And it's going to be, okay? Because the very next card that came out was Rainbow Waterfall Miracles. Miracles. You know, I feel like this solstice that is coming in this week, it's tomorrow. I'm recording this on the 20th of June, 2024. Tomorrow is the solstice and the full moon in Capricorn, which is super cool. I feel like all the signs that I have been doing readings on the last couple weeks, you know, of June, it has been similar energy of this massive shift that is happening. And it's a shift away from something old and into something new that feels better. It's like a lightening of the overall collective energy that is happening for a lot of the folks who are watching my videos. And so just, you know, like the others, I feel like you guys are also in for a treat. You're in for some better things coming into fruition for you. And miracles also means, you know, that's also a nod to things coming in that you couldn't plan for yourself. You know, like we might have an idea of something good that we want to manifest or that we want to happen in our lives and think that that'll be great, but then Spirit actually comes in and brings us something that we couldn't even fathom of ever having. You know, it's almost like the too good to be true energy, right? Only it is true. Miracles are those things that can unfold in ways that we would never be able to do on our own. It's that hand of the divine helping you out. And I'm hearing for a lot of you are about to get a helping hand to get you into a better space. Because I feel like whatever this is you've been struggling with, it's just been emotionally very draining. It just feels emotional. It feels like internal energies, like internally just struggling and feeling tired and feeling really drained. And maybe some of you need a vacation. I got that from one of the other signs, that it's like you're at that point in the year where you really badly need some time off, and maybe you just haven't been able to take it up till now. And if that is you when you're watching this, this is your sign. Take some time off, enjoy it. You need it. You guys really need a break. All right, so the next card we got was Meandering Pathway, Flow, and right after that was a very similar looking card, color-wise, energy-wise. And this is the Guardians of the Land. It is the protection card. And I feel like the energy of these really go together in this reading. Again, I'm getting this sense of Spirit sending you signs. So I think some of you have been feeling a little lost or a little unsure, uncertain of like your next steps. Maybe you've been working on something and you've reached sort of an impasse, or you've reached a point where you're just like, now what? And I'm getting with this that there are signs that are coming in that are going to help you find the path again, or that are going to help you find your way forward again. For some of you, you might just be feeling a little bewildered, like almost a little lost or confused coming out of whatever this difficulty was that you've been struggling with since the winter time. So maybe some of you, it's like your dad has taken so much of your energy and your time, and now maybe it's sort of draining away. It's finally, coming to a close, and now you just don't even know what to do with yourselves at this point. So you might be like, okay, wait, like, what was I working on before that like massive thing came into my life and changed things around? And you're going to get back on track with this. So this sense, I really get with this card, this sense of feeling a little lost in the dark at the moment and uncertain of your next steps. And I'm really being drawn to this light and this little symbol on the tree. And it's like, know that Spirit is going to lead you, that your next steps are going to become clear, that they're going to show you what is next. It's going to show up on the pathway, right? This wizard's walking along, and then boom, there's that light showing him the way, shining and showing the next direction. And you might just have to wait for that to come in, but you need a rest anyway, Sagittarius. So take a little time for yourself, and then wait for the signs, because I think you guys are getting some direction now from your guides and from Spirit to show you where you need to kind of focus on moving forward for the rest of this year. And then we have Water Spirit Manifesting Dreams right under the Miracles card too. So if you've been kind of wondering, like if you've been working on a goal or working on a project and you're like wondering, am I ever going to get there? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Okay. And whatever it is that maybe you've been needing and waiting for that just hasn't been manifesting or hasn't quite been showing up to kind of, give you that sense of encouragement, or maybe even working on something without being able to really see like where it's going. Like that's almost the energy I get with this reading. Like you're gonna start to see things coming together. That's sort of what I'm getting with these oracle cards. So let's move into tarot. I want them to be a little more specific with you guys. So let's ask Spirit to be more specific. Spirit, what does my Sagittarius need to know about this reading? What is going to help them make sense of things and move through this sort of wonky time? All right, Sagittarius. So we got quite a few cards that came out for you guys from the tarot for this reading. I have we kick it off with the Three of Swords. Okay. It's like sadness, heartbreak, grief, loss. And that might have been some of what you guys were going through the winter time. Maybe some of you lost somebody special, or, either whether that be romantic relationship, like a breakup, divorce, kind of situation, or whether that actually be physically losing someone because they pass over to the other side. So some of you may have been going through like a grieving process with that. If this isn't related to a person, this also could be grieving the ending of a situation. I do feel like for a lot of my Sagittarius is watching this, that this is representing the ending of something in your life, the ending of a time in your life. life, okay? That was meaningful and that was important, but is now being shifted because we have the Wheel of Fortune coming right in after it. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, it is the wheel turning, okay? It is, oftentimes it's good luck. Oftentimes it is symbolic of things turning in a better direction. I do feel like things are about to turn in a better direction for you guys. But in this position that it's in this read, and the cards that are kind of sandwiching it, I'll show you the next one in a moment. I feel like it's just the wheel turning. Like I really feel like it's representative of the movement of time, okay? Which is one of the other interpretations for Wheel of Fortune in the tarot. This is like the movement of time. It's like something in your life was good and it was important and it lasted for a time, and then it ended, okay? It came to an end. And you guys may have been sort of caught up in that cycle of maybe a little bit of like sadness or melancholy, or almost like nostalgia, looking back at the past and mourning, you know, this ending, or sort of feeling sad about a cycle that was closing out, all right? Because the next card that came in is the Death card. It definitely feels like ending, okay? And like I said, for some of you, this could have been an actual passing of someone important to you or close to you that sort of ended, you know, an important time of your life that just came to a close, a big chapter. It really feels like a big chapter closing for you guys. And I kind of feel like, you know, the figure in that card is sort of looking back at the past too. It's like looking back at, you know, what was, and feeling a little sense of like grief or sadness about something coming to a close. And for some of you, this may have been in the family or in house and home, you know. Again, you know, for some, this could be a marriage, you know, specific, because this is the Four of Wands, which I don't honestly get celebratory energy from this. That is one interpretation for this card in the tarot, but I actually get more that this is representative of foundations in our lives. So whatever this is that sort of closed out or has come to a close, whatever that cycle was for you, whatever that important chapter of your life was, it could be based in the domain of house and home, family of origin for some of you, but it also could just have been something that was a really big part of your life, a foundational part of your life, something that made you who you are, that built you into the person you now are. And so there's a sense of nostalgia. So I do feel like you guys are ready to move forward into something new, but there's this sense of like looking back wistfully at a time that was important in the past, that was really meaningful with this energy. And then I asked for clarity on that, and I did then get the Chariot popping out. Again, moving forward energy. This is moving on. We're letting go of that past chapter, that old chapter of your life, and you are moving forward now. And I hear full steam ahead into something new. And I kind of feel like you guys were already doing this. Like you've been in this process of sort of like moving forward, but you're also looking back, and it's almost like you've been sort of doing both at the same time. I just feel like you haven't really maybe had time up till now to really mourn this, or to really stop and get your bearings together enough to like go, whoa, like this is something really momentous that is happening in my life, or that just happened to me. It was really big. It was really huge, okay? I also keep getting this energy, and this may apply to some of you and not all of you. Some of you, I feel like you took a gamble on something, okay? So I feel like you might have really taken a leap of faith, or taken a jump off of what feels like a really big diving board into some new chapter, into maybe a new project, maybe a new business, maybe a new relationship. But it's like something that I feel like you did it maybe almost impulsively, or like without fully appreciating what a big jump it really was. And so I keep getting this sense of there's like, oh crap, like, did I just make the biggest mistake of my life energy coming in for some of you, and you're not really sure what the answer to that question is yet, okay? So I feel like confusion. Some of you, this is you feeling like, oh, like, I don't know how this is going to turn out yet, okay? And I see, you know, so I'll show you, we have like the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords coming in together. I just get gamble with this. It feels like a gamble, which is kind of not a traditional way to read this card, but that's what I'm getting from Spirit, is like, this feels like I took a gamble, you know, I took a risk, I took a gamble, and now I'm really worried about if this is going to pay off for me, or maybe you haven't seen it paying off yet, okay? So that may be it for some of you. You haven't actually seen the payoff yet, and so now you're getting a little nervous about, like, oh my God, the next card's Page of Swords, and she's like looking back, okay? She's looking back at this energy going, sorry, they actually came out like this. The camera's a little backwards. See, she's like looking back at this going, uh-oh, thinking it over. I get thinking it over with this card, like weighing it out. And also I think some of you, maybe you're trying to decide, like, should I keep going with this thing that I started? Is this really going to pay off for me? And I really feel the answer to that is yes, okay? Because we have the Fool right after. And maybe some of you are worried that you were a fool. Sometimes I interpret this card that way when I do tarot, like feeling like a fool, or feeling like you made a fool of yourself. But I really get that you didn't, okay? I really get that you just can't see yet how it's going to turn out. But I feel good about it. You know, remember, in the Oracle, we had both miracles, beautiful, rainbow, amazing energy, and manifesting dreams. So that energy is here, okay? This, I feel, is gonna have a really beautiful ending. I just feel like you're still lost in the dark a little and you can't see it yet, okay? You just don't see where it's going just yet. You can't see that far ahead on the path, and so there's maybe a little panic or worry creeping in. Maybe you risked something really important. Maybe you left a job to pursue like your dream, and now you're standing at this precipice where you just don't know what's next, or you can't see what's coming next, and you're getting a little nervous about it, or a little worried or panicky about, like, did I do the right thing? Did I make the right decision? I keep getting from Spirit, yes you did, yes you did. You just can't see it yet, okay? So don't panic. And then we have 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. And I feel like this girl, it's like, oh my God, it finally worked out. Like, her hand is like up, like, like it's relief again, relief. And it's like, wow, I really didn't know there for a minute how that was going to work out, but it all did. It all just did. And then we have the Lovers coming in with the Ace of Wands. And again, for some of you, this could be another nod to this being like relationship. Maybe there is a new love coming in for those of you that maybe took a gamble and you walked away from something that wasn't working, a relationship, a marriage that was not working. And now you don't know where you're heading, and then boom, the new one walks in, right? Something new really does pay off. Maybe you took a gamble to get married. You ended being single for a long time and took the risk on a new relationship, a new love interest. And here it is paying off. And then we have the Ace of Wands. To me, this is like the card of breakthrough energy, but it's also a card of excitement. It's a card of like new energy coming in. Really, it can be passion, can be like new projects, a new zest for life. I'm hearing as I'm talking about this. It did come in this position. I just feel like it's coming in, or it's being brought in, or bringing in this 10 of Cups and the Lovers, okay? For some of you, the Lovers, if you're not resonating with the relationship interpretation of the Lovers, the other meaning that I was getting for this card there were two that were kind of popping in as I was doing this read. One of them is that this may have been a karmic cycle that recently shifted, or maybe you had to work through some karma in the process of taking this leap of faith, or making this big shift in your life where you were closing out a cycle. You know, a lot of people are still closing out karmic cycles this year. So many of us went through it last year, but some of us are still in the final stages of that now. So some of you weren't ready last year, or maybe you started the process last year, but it didn't complete, right? It didn't totally close out. So I have been seeing this a lot in my readings. A lot of people are still sort of in that process, and the Lovers for me is a karma card as well when it shows up in the tarot, especially with being partnered with Wheel of Fortune also popping in here. That's a lot of major arcana. And that symbolizes big shifts, right? These aren't little things that are closing or shifting. These are big, monumental shifts, right? The other thing that was popping in with this, actually two things. One other thing was I was really being pulled to the fact that these two people are really vulnerable, right? They're naked in this card. They're being stripped naked, right? Under the watchful gaze of the moon's, energy here. And again, a nod to that moon. I really feel like this is this coming moon, this full moon this week energy of maybe some of you have really been feeling raw or vulnerable right now with whatever this is that has been shifting and changing for you. And I think that that's adding to some of that feeling of anxiety or uncertainty about the future. And is this really going to pay off for me? Is this really like going where I want it to go kind of sense? And, so you may be feeling raw and vulnerable, but that's not going to stop this from coming in, right? Ultimately, there's good energy here coming through. And I think you're gonna break through this where you're gonna actually feel more secure, okay? And not like your ass is like on the line just hanging out there anymore, right? So maybe some of you have felt that way, like, oh my God, like I took this huge risk, I just kind of left myself hanging here, in this really vulnerable state, and what's gonna happen to me? I really think you guys are gonna be okay. The other imagery that was really popping out with this is I feel a timeline for some of you. Okay, so for whatever reason, these like really black trees in the background, they have like little fires or something on them, and I actually saw them as Halloween candles. They really looked like Halloween candles to me. You see at Halloween time, there's like black candelabras with like the melty wax looking, fake candles on them. That's what it looks like to me. So for some of you, this sense of vulnerability might kind of continue on until about Halloween time, okay? I don't feel like that's everybody. For most of you, I think you're turning the corner now. You're gonna start to see those signs from spirit now, but you might not get full comfort until about October. You might not feel fully settled. I feel like this is feeling fully settled again until around Halloween, so the end of the year, really, the end of October as we head into, holiday season. So just know that, that you made the right choice, but you might not see it until we get a few more months into the year here. So take that if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. It may not be for everybody. Maybe some of you are watching this going, when? Like, when am I going to see this? Well, that may be your answer. Okay. Let's pull like 2 more cards and then we'll wrap this up. Spirit, you have a couple more cards for my Sagittarius is out there. What can my Sagittarius do right now, Spirit? What is the best thing that they can do to help themselves through this transition? Okay. Sagittarius. So what popped out? I got Page of Cups first, and I heard, see your cup is full. See it full. See this paying off. See it full. Page of Cups is like happy news. And I kind of got with this, like, you need to focus on receiving happy news. See it turning out for you, and trust your intuition. This is also that card of intuition. So trust your intuition right now. Trust your gut about this project or this person or this new start. Okay, this risk that you took. And the next card was the Five of Pentacles, and I feel like this, it's like they don't want you to focus here. It's like focus on this, not this. All right? Focus on the cup being full. Focus on this new energy being positive and coming in. Don't get stuck in negative thinking or feeling like it's never going to happen for me, because that is going to be to your detriment here, okay? Because this isn't what you want to manifest, so don't focus on it, okay? So you might be feeling a little bit of energy bogging down right now because you're worrying too much about finances, or you're worrying too much about your resources, or worrying too much about that this might not pay off, or that this gamble that you might lose. All right? I don't think you're going to, Sagittarius. I don't think you're going to. But there's fear, and we don't want to give in to that fear too much, because you then can start manifesting from fear instead of hope. Okay? And then I got King of Wands came out over both of these, and I really got courage right now. That this is giving me courage vibes. It's also about believing in what you are creating for yourself, okay? Believing in your own inspirations, your ideas, the things that you are creating in your life, and the things that you are putting all that beautiful excitement and creative energy into. See it working out well for you. See yourself like on top of your game, okay? That's the energy you want to hold as we wrap up this year. Because I do feel like you guys are kind of feeling a little low on your energy right now. And that could cause you to kind of go, you know, on a sideways path where you lose motivation or you lose focus on what you're trying to build and create. You don't want to do that right now, Sagittarius. So that would be the one warning I feel coming in with this message is don't do that to yourself right now. Stay as hopeful as possible and keep really hold on to that creative vision that you had at the outset of whatever this is, because I feel you can really get there. If you took a leap of faith, I think it can pay off really big time. You know, this is a great year for those things. There's a lot of amazing astrological energy coming in to support taking big risks right now. You did it at the right time, guys. Don't stress, just stay positive, stay focused on your next steps. Let spirit guide you. And if you're feeling a little low right now, take a break. Give yourself a little time and space. Maybe you've been working a little too hard on it and you're burning yourself out. Okay, that may be for some and not for all. Let's get one more card. I want one more. Ooh, and there's one already at the bottom of the deck poking out. Yeah. This feeling like it's not going to work out, that's a shadow energy, okay? So watch your shadow right now, guys. Watch out for this. Okay, because you could really undermine this. And I feel like it would be you doing it. I don't feel like anything else in the ether is gonna, you know, upset the apple cart for you. It's gonna be you who does it if you really give in to that shadow energy. So this is what Spirit's asking you to be real mindful and keep it in check, right? Check that negative thinking at the door, that scarcity mindset of, oh my God, I can't ever have anything good. It's not going to work out for me, because that is really going to take you down right now. And it will be down a path you don't want to end the year on. So there's nothing to fear but fear itself right now for you. All right. I don't think you made a mistake. I feel like whatever this is that you put your heart and soul into, it can turn out really well. And I do feel like that maybe, difficult energy of the cycle that closed out, you know, I feel like you are getting to the other side of that right now. I feel like you are wrapping up with that. And I don't think you're meant to go back. Okay. So like, you know, sometimes we get caught in, you know, you let something go to take a risk on something new in your life, and then when the new thing isn't easy right away, we look back and go, oh, I had it so good before. Why did I have to go and mess it up? And some of you might be doing that right now. And if you're doing that, knock it off. Knock it off, because that's only going to make it worse. That's going to be to your detriment. That is shadow energy. No, it's okay to be sad about something you ended, and to recognize and acknowledge that it was important and it really changed your life. And it had value at one time, and at the same time be looking forward and investing in something new and feeling faithful and feeling hopeful in where you are now putting your energy, in what is now coming in, the new cycle that is rooting in. I hear rooting in, okay? It doesn't feel solid yet, guys. That's what's causing all this like angst and anxiety for you, but it's in the process, all right? It takes a little time. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you probably still have this little window. I don't feel like you're going to feel totally settled or fully see this manifestation until we get further into the fall, okay? So hang in there, guys. That is the message. Hang in there. Stay positive about your future. And if you took a really big risk and you're worried, just to know that it can work out in a really beautiful and miraculous way. Just stay positive and focused on the outcome you want right now, because you can have it. Take care, guys. Those are your messages. Bye.